Horsey People. This is Laura with Gone to the Horses, and today I'm going to go over exercises that I've done with Chic when he was recovering from his tendon tears. Obviously, when they have any type of layups like a tendon tear, you're not riding them. They're basically stalled or just out on pasture leave. And so I did these because I wanted to keep him as mobile and as flexible, his joints as mobile as possible, and just his muscles and things as flexible as I could while he was recuperating from the tendon tears in his back leg. So I want to go over these with you. They're really great exercises. They're really simple and easy to do, and it made a huge difference when I put Chic back to work. And I could tell that he was still pretty flexible and moving out, and he didn't have any sore joints or muscles when I started riding him again. It was just a really nice, smooth transition when I started him back. So we're going to go over exercises that I think are pretty important to keep your horse moving and flexible and joints and things mobile. I also have my watermelon treats, which I had today, but he ate them all, and I haven't made any more yet. If you're interested in my watermelon treats, my horse loves them. I will have the link below, and you can check out how to make those. They're really simple, easy, and have like 4 ingredients. Super easy. I am using Life Treats. The first one is just stretching to his shoulder. It's the first one that I do, and it's basically taking him and having his nose hit his shoulder. And a lot of horses will come in sideways, and you want to make sure that he's as perpendicular with his head as possible. And then as I go back, I stretch him so it's stretching the right side of his body, and I just go back as far as he'll go, and I just let him stretch. That's the first one. I do that on both sides. So basically it's just him touching his shoulder. That's your first one. And then moving him back and stretching all the way back here. Okay? The second one is just stretching his neck, which is just having him reach out straight out. Good boy. Good boy. The third one is just getting him to touch his shoulder underneath. And I'll usually do that. He kind of does a little bow. But just getting him to stretch his pole and to bend his pole in here. It gives, so you're going to do both of these, you're going to do these exercises on both sides. I am just showing you one side, but make sure that you do these exercises on both sides, okay? Okay, the other exercise that I do that I don't necessarily use a treat for is one that will that will stretch his back muscle, and it's pretty simple. You just take your hand and you put your hand up underneath his belly, and you can see that he will lift his whole back. He's very sensitive, and it's easy for me to do this with him. Some horses aren't so touchy, and so you may have to use your fingernails or something and kind of just reach up there until he lifts his back up. Okay? The next one is just, a lot of people do this, but it's kind of the tail gotcha one, where you just go like this and kind of move it, and that again just lifts his whole body up. As you can see, he kind of lifted his whole body up. So that's your next one. And he loves these exercises. You can tell how relaxed he is. The sixth one is a really good one, especially if you have a horse that can be really stiff in his shoulder. And this is an exercise that you just want to be careful, because some horses, if they are super stiff in their shoulder area, it can actually be sore when you first do it. But you can tell where his shoulder is right in here, and there's a muscle right in here where his shoulder is. And basically, I'm going to turn this way. And basically, I turn his head towards me, and I take my finger and I run my hand down there. And you'll find the pocket, and I put my hand right there, and I leave it in there for about 30 seconds. And if he's super sore, you'll see him start to quiver in here, and he'll release tension. But if you ever had a chiropractor come out and work on your horse, this is one that they always recommend that you do. because they can get super tight in their shoulders, and you will see them just totally relax and all this tension just come out of this area. So like I said, I hold it there anywhere from 30 to 60 seconds, just depending on how sore I think he is. If he's super sore, I'll only do it for about 20 seconds, maybe 10 seconds, until you do it every day where you can get down in there and he's like, oh, okay, that feels really good. Because like I said, if he is tight in there, it can be super sore. So just be careful on that one, but that one is it's a really good one to use. Okay, the 7th one is stretching out their front legs. Again, you're going to do this on both sides. So you just take their leg, and if your horse has never done this before, you're obviously going to have to work a little bit at a time. But just take his leg, and I take his foot right here, and I just stretch it up as far as he'll let me go. Not too much at one time. You're going to work your way up. You can actually take his foot and pull it like that. And then I also, when I take it, I'll actually rotate it. So I'll go like this, and I'll rotate it in a circle, and I'll do the other way. Okay, and I'll place it down. So that, again, both legs, not just one, but both sides, and do it the same way on both sides. Then you will do the same exercises on his back legs. Hi, I know, it feels so good. Again, if your horse has never done this, you're going to have to show him what you want and get him to understand what you want. So take his back leg, just pick it up and just pull it forward. Okay? And then I just rotate it. Now you can either take it and set it down and get the back, or you can just flip and take his foot, pull it back a little bit. Make sure that he's nice and relaxed, because he'll pull. I wait for him to relax and not pull, and then I'll stretch it out. If he pulls back, I just let him pull it. Don't ever grab it, or just push it back, and then I'll rotate it both ways. And then place it down. I never let a horse jerk his foot away from me or anything. Just always place their feet when you pick it up. That's just a bad habit that sometimes they get into, pulling their foot back on you, and you don't want them to do that. You want them to place it down when you're done with these exercises, because it's supposed to be very relaxing to them. And I don't know if you've noticed, but he has been very relaxed under here. He's kind of dropped down saying, this feels really good. And he's sighed. He says, oh, that feels so good. He's licking. He's like, oh, Mom, please do the other side. Say hi, Sheik. Oh.
With the camera.
So just to go back over the exercises again, it is the one on the side where you're going to take his nose to his chest, and then you're going to have him stretch all the way out to as far to his butt as he possibly can. And then you're going to do the one where he stretches his neck straight out. You're also going to do the one where you take his nose and put it up to his chest. You're going to do the one with relieving tension in his shoulders. You're going to do the ones where you are getting him to stretch his back muscles, which is the one where you put your hand underneath his belly and his back will come up. You'll do the butt one, where you'll kind of goose him. That was the word I was looking for. You will goose, it's kind of like goosing him, so you go like that and he'll pull his whole back up for you. And some horses are more sensitive.
Show us again.
I just take like right here, and I just go like that, and he'll pick his whole back up. Some horses don't like that at all. So please make sure that your horse, and some people, if you're not sure, especially when you start it, which is probably a lot safer, is do it from the side. Instead of standing right behind him like I did, because I know my horse, I've owned him for, long time, 13 years. So I know my horse, but if you're not real sure how your horse will react to it, stand on the side and do it this way. That way he can't get you, okay? Probably a little more safer. So that one, and then you're going to do the legs stretches, which you're going to pick each leg up. You're going to lift up, and then you're going to lift out, and then you're going to do the circular rotations both ways on the front and back legs. Okay, so that's my stretches for your horse if they're laid up for whatever reason, or if even it's a good way to check to see if your horse is sore somewhere sometimes, to see if you do need the chiropractor out to check his pole or check his back, and see if if you're having maybe some issues riding, that might be a really good indicator that he's sore somewhere. Or like I said, if you have a layup like I'd had with Chic with the tendon tears in his legs, that was super helpful for me just to keep everything mobile and moving. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Give me a thumbs up if you did, and check out the link below, like I said, for my watermelon treats because they're super fun. And I will see you next time on Gone to Horses. Bye. Oh yeah, if you like my video, please subscribe and give me a thumbs up, and I will see you next time. Bye.